la derecha? ¿Qué ves? ¿Dónde estás? In a world that seems to change daily, what will you do next? Welcome to the Next Steps Show with Peter Vasquez, a starting point for discussion y un poco de dirección. Buenas tardes, ladies and gentlemen. ¿Cómo están? Sí, happy Tuesday, happy November 5th, happy Election Day, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'll tell you, if there is a holiday in this country that I suggest that we all just stop and celebrate. And the cool thing about celebrating this day is that we don't even need to buy gifts. The only gifts that you buy are the ones for yourself. And guess what? You already have it. It's called voting.
Freedom, yes,
and
absolutely,
freedom, yes.
But no, you should go out and shop. You should go out and shop for your favorite radio personality. Buy something expensive and tasteful.
Hey, Bob, who's your favorite personality in the radio?
oh, Peter, you have to ask.
It's like worse than asking you who you voted for.
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
True.
Anyway.
What a beautiful day, guys. You know, it's going to be almost 80 today, so we definitely got to vote. But you know what? I decided I'm going to take just a couple seconds and talk about my race, Bob. I've been thinking, wow, I've been doing this.
Well, you're Hispanic.
I
That's your race, right?
My race? Hispanic? Oh, yeah, I am Hispanic. Well, you know what?
Have anything else to talk about as far as your race is concerned?
Well, you know, how about this? How about my race is beautiful? How about my race has been effective for a really long time? And I'm talking about my race for the county clerk, by the way, because the only race that I know is the red, white, and blue race.
Okay.
Now, listen, though, I'm glad you say that because I want to clarify. I am proud to be un Latino. I am proud to be Puerto Rican, but like my daddy always taught me, a guy who grew up in the mountains of Puerto Rico, who rode horseback down a mountain, who wouldn't marry my mother until he was in a position that he can provide for her. Right? He moved to the United States with the ambition of achieving an American dream. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, don't be fooled by the rhetoric that you hear out there. See, my father would be the first one to tell you that things like gun ownership, things like home ownership, things like, he also always said, he who pays owns. Ladies and gentlemen, aquí en los Estados Unidos, los hispanos, and those that even, jump ship from their own countries, they know and understand freedom. But no, talking about the Monroe County Clerk race, ladies and gentlemen, I am running. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to, because I believe we've offered the equal time and everything, so I should be able to do this. And of course, my opponent is more than welcome to call the station, even if it's not during this noon hour, although it would be great. I'm sure you guys would want to hear from her. But you know what, though, Bob? I'm running because we have an office that is hidden. We have a clerk's office that has been moved by political ideology for how long now, Bob? I mean, and the crazy thing about it is that's an office that can take the lead and be like the leader and bringing information together, holding seminars. Listen, we could even bring, I've been doing housing, we could even bring, and I plan to do this, right? Bringing together leaders in the affordable housing, talking about what it means to be in foreclosure and the resources. Did you know, Bob, that in rural America, there's a HUD program called the Mobile Home Replacement Program, meaning that if your mobile home is dilapidated and you're of low income, right? Because remember, there's underserved areas outside of the urban centers too, that it would be replaced by the government 100%. Why? Yeah, why? Well, I don't know why, but you know what, though? I can't change it.
What if they get a worn-out car? Do they get a free car, too?
No, that's Massachusetts, I think, does that.
Oh, my God.
But you know,
why?
The thing is this, though, Bob, and I agree with you. But the thing that gets me is this. No, I don't believe in handouts. But you see, we have so many people that have been ignored by the state for so long, right? That what ends up happening is that places like rural America get forgotten. Bob, I see people, parents, right, raising their disabled child. Mom and dad grew up. they were not wealthy, but they handled their business. They didn't believe in the handout, so they left their kids the property. Mom and dad dies, kid's kind of forgotten. Kid gets older, he's been handling his own. In some of these places, literally, Bob, there are people living in that are mobile only within a 16 by 12 area that they can get around in because they can't get outside. The rest of the trailer has fallen apart.
Why can't they get outside? I'm not following. Why can't they get outside?
Because of their disability.
What? Okay.
All right.
So, is disability kind of a typical condition for these folks?
A good portion of them, yes, that are living in the conditions that would get this are people that are disabled, people that have aged, that again the family just kind of forgot about, and they just kind of been there with just people who have helped them.
How about this?
Time.
Let's try this. Okay, so they can't live in the old busted up mobile home because nobody taught them how to work and nobody taught them how to go out and earn a living so that they can. Okay, so what we do is we have a facility that they move into where they will be clean and they will be safe and they'll get 3 squares a day and they will learn mobile home repair.
Well, the thing is, most of these people can't do repairs. I am going to defend them on this one.
They learn this mobile. You know what I'm saying?
No, but physically they can't.
Okay.
Physically they can. A lot of these people just physically can. Now I'm going to say this though, Bob, because this is I think a great topic, especially for a presidential year and a year where you have all your state officials running, right? Because the county clerk, I don't have a say in none of that policy, but these guys do. But let's look at that though. The cost of putting somebody in an institution would far exceed the $110,000 that it would take for that mobile home to be replaced.
How long is it going to take? Let's say that this disabled person living in a dilapidated mobile home is 26 years old, which is not an unusual status, I wouldn't think. How long is it going to take? How much is it going to cost for us to subsidize this person throughout their actuarial lifetime?
Well, see, again, when I look at it from the perspective of a nonprofit that's providing these services, I have to say that it's actually cheaper in the long term. Assuming that this individual will probably not change their circumstances, because remember, the services are scattered. And nothing in New York State is set to really help people take their next step, Bob.
It would be cheaper to just support them for the rest of their lives as opposed to.
But they're supported already. But if we institutionalize them,
well, that's not free though, Peter.
Say that again.
It's not free to support them right now or ever.
No, it's not free. But we're doing it. See, I guess the point that I'm trying to make maybe is that there are people in this country, in this state, that are barely living, that are on the system, but because of where they live, and it's usually tied around the fact that they're either white or they live in rural America, right? That have had nothing except for whatever services that they're getting at that particular point, which may be like Social Security, food stamps, stuff like that. To expect, especially an older person, to shift from where they are, what's been their life. I mean, the cost to try to retrain that person, I just don't even think the possibility of retraining that person is there.
Let me ask you this, okay? Let's compare now with 40 years ago and the extent of the social safety nets that have been extended to, quote, needy, unquote, people. How that has increased exponentially. So how is that a testament to how well these programs work? Explain that to me.
But they don't work.
Thank you.
Emergency housing, a facade.
Why do we want more?
Affordable housing, a facade. Everything you just talked about, but see, these are all Band-Aids, Bob. But the point of the fact of the matter is, it's been allowed to happen because people haven't voted, right? It's been allowed to build up. So what do we do now? Just throw those people to the side?
No, but what we have to do is we have to change course.
We have to
stop the exponential increase of neediness. And, well, let's talk about why this happens when we come back.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Next Step show. And I promise we're going to talk more than just this. But, Omida, don't change that dial. Why? Because we got a lot of important things to talk about. 346-3000. You are part of this discussion. Blame it on the transformation. Change down to the core. Love is real and I can't sit still. Not shame no more.
In the Rochester and Finger Lakes region, one name stands above all others for real estate appraisal and advice.
Ryan Murphy and Associates.
This full-service real estate appraisal company can appraise and advise on purchase and sales decisions, mortgage finance feasibility, estate, matrimonial, partnership buyouts, litigation, and more for any type of property, both residential and commercial. Ryan Murphy was founded almost 40 years ago. All of our highly trained staff members have at least 20 years of experience. All our appraisers are either New York State certified general or residential real estate appraisers.
Ryan Murphy and Associates.
Start here. RYNNEMurphy.com.
For the last couple of years, Joe Robach has been telling you about Flower City Collision in Henrietta, saying that it was started by a veteran along with his son, Zach. Hi, my name is Greg Sadwick, and I am that veteran. I want to thank the WYSL listeners for their support over the last couple of years. During those years, not only have I experienced the gratification of providing you the best repairs and customer service, it has also allowed me the opportunity to see my son develop as a young professional. So remember, Flower City Collision for your collision repair needs. And thank you for supporting our locally owned family business.
They say Prop 1 is about equal rights, but equal rights are already guaranteed in our state constitution. So why are Albany politicians adding new, confusing language? Who gets to decide on equal treatment? That sneaky language could give biological boys the right to play in girls' sports and children the right to make life-changing decisions without parents' consent. Don't be fooled. Flip the ballot over and vote no on Prop 1.
Paid for by the Coalition to Protect Kids NY.
Keep your vehicle in shape. For quality, affordable vehicle service, rely on Rock Auto Service. 1132 Westridge Road. Rock Auto has what your car, truck, or SUV needs. Oil change, brakes, suspension, alignments, exhaust, air conditioning, and tires. Check their Google reviews as one of Rochester's best for customer satisfaction. Owner and U.S. Army veteran Dave Harris welcomes military service personnel and veterans. Rock Auto Service, 1132 Westridge Road, just east of Mount Reed, 434-5010.
Peter Vasquez and Next Step Show on the WYSL stations.
Next Steps is brought to you today and every weekday by Ryan Murphy and Associates, real estate appraisals, residential, commercial, matrimonial, estate, refis, whatever you need an appraisal for the value of your property. Ryan Murphy, the place to go. Flower City Collision, get it done right, veteran owned. Rock City Auto on Westridge Road near Mount Reed. And as you're going out to vote today, vote no. Vote against Prop 1. Bad idea. You don't want that. It's not an equal rights amendment. That's a lie. Here's Peter.
Vote no, vote no, vote no. You know, you say it 3 times, this sticks with you. Hey, Bob, did you know that approximately 2% of the global population is redheaded?
No.
Now, did you know that red hair is a result of the mutation of the MCR gene leading to higher levels of pheomelanin? I should even not try to pronounce these words. And EUMELANIN, however that's pronounced. Did you know that?
Melanin, I guess, too. Okay, so that means you have white skin, I think.
Something like that, yes, because Scotland has the highest percent of natural redheads, right, followed by Ireland at 10%. And then, of course, yes, they have higher sensitivity to pain and may require more anesthesia during medical procedures. And why do I share all that?
Next time I'm performing surgery on a redhead, I'll bear that in mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Dr. Roberto Savaje. In case you're redheaded, right, and you need an operation, but check it out. Today is National Redhead Day, ladies and gentlemen. If you see someone with redhead, say, hey, happy Redhead Day.
Well, there you go. So we were talking before we went into the break here about these public sector handouts.
Yes.
And here's the real rub, and this is how it affects everybody in the USA. Our GNP, our gross national product, the kind of the measure of the productiveness of the country is like a big circle. It's like a pie. And the more you cut out of that pie to give to the public sector, the less there is for the private sector.
Yes.
The private sector is the only part of the economy that contributes anything, that's productive.
They generate.
The other is completely parasitic.
Yes.
So we don't want to perpetually increase that section of the gross national product.
Correct.
But this is when we start talking about, everybody's got that's got a bad mobile home, we're going to give them a free one.
It's not everybody, but
all right.
The
qualify
thing is this. And I've said this before, Bob. I've even said it in the pro-life discussion. We, as voters, have dropped the ball. And as a result, for whatever reason, we've got a population of people that I'm going to go out and I'm going to say are victims of those policies that you're talking about. But we let that happen. Look at voter turnout. Look at voter turnouts for conservatives. So what do? The only option that I see at this point, Bob, is saying, listen, we've got to right in the ship. Absolutely. First, we go cheers.
Yeah, absolutely.
We right in the ship. And no, Keith, I'm not a squishy conservative. I just care about people. And I believe that actions have consequences. And our inaction, look at voter turnout in previous elections, right? Our inaction led to this. And as conservatives, as Americans, as human beings, we have to use the resources that are there to correct the ill while we correct the ship. Because we can't leave those people just hanging there, Bob.
Well, okay, but we have to come up with some different ideas. So, listen, I mean, I'm doing a radio show right now, and I haven't thought this all through. But obviously, what has happened has had the reverse effect, the opposite of conferring a benefit upon society. Two things, all right? Excuse me. Two things here. First of all, number one, don't respond to emotional arguments about stuff. Well, you know, the homeless people, you know, it's just, first of all, we can't institutionalize them because that takes away their civil rights. So now they're pooping on the sidewalk and sleeping on park benches. So obviously that wasn't a very good decision. So now what we have to do is we have to give them free needles, and we have to indulge them in every possible way. And the net result is we're encouraging drug abuse. So we're creating brand new substitute problems. So don't respond to a societal ill based on an emotional argument. That's number one. Number two, we've got to stop coming up with fixes where we help somebody else using other people's money. Right? I mean, that has to be subject to strict scrutiny going forward.
Well, I mean, kumbaya. That's what, you know, this progressive left, that's what they promote is kumbaya. This is what I hear from these policies. And again, I'm not advocating for them. I'm saying they're there. We got people that are hurting. I'm going to use what's there to help those people that are hurting. That's basically what I'm saying we should do. And that's what I would do as the county clerk. Now, I'll tell you what. I think this discussion leads great into this first clip, the Malcolm X clip, right? Because, see, ladies and gentlemen, what Bob and I are talking about is the trickery that has been established, and Malcolm X talked about it so many decades ago. Bob, when you're ready.
The game of power politics here in America, the Negro, namely the race problem, integration, civil rights issue, are all nothing but tools used by the whites who call themselves liberals against another group of whites who call themselves conservatives, either to get into power or to retain power. Among whites here in America, the political teams are no longer divided into Democrats and Republicans. The whites who are now struggling for control of the American political throne are divided into liberal and conservative camps. The white liberals from both parties cross party lines to work together toward the same goal. And white conservatives from both parties do likewise. The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism, false promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro Civil Rights League, who sell our people out for a few crumbs of token recognition, token gains, token progress.
346-3000, ladies and gentlemen. That was Malcolm X. Like, this is exactly what I'm trying to say, Bob, is that the left, the progressive left especially, has created such a facade. And the thing is, it's not even just about black and white anymore. At a recent panel I was sitting on, someone asked me about race. And I said, well, it's interesting to me because the people that are promoting things like equality, the people that are promoting this whole, hey, let's come together, are like all the white people in Albany. Now, Bob, I know you're kind of white. Although I've got you talking Spanish, so you're a little Latino there.
Yeah, two entire words.
But the reason why I say that is because the trickery that he talks about is exactly that. You said we can't use emotions or we shouldn't be emotional. But what the progressive left is so good at doing is convincing, especially black and browns, that they're victims, right? Now, check this out. Why do I bring up rural America so much? Do you know the opportunity zones in this country? But came up by Tim Scott. I don't know if you ever heard. Opportunity zones are areas that are designated.
Was he not against them?
No, he's the one. Tim Scott created opportunity zones.
Why isn't the whole country an opportunity zone?
Well, it should be, but his whole intent was not racial, though. He specifically created that
anything about
program.
Race. I'm just saying the whole country should be an opportunity zone through lower taxes.
Well, yes, it should be, but
less spending.
Again, legislators that are working in the cesspool that we're trying to fix are trying to do what they can to try to better us at the grassroots level so that we can all have the opportunity to be able to have the resources to fight. Because, Bob, when they make it difficult with taxes, when they do things like make you schedule an appointment at the clerk's office, that's how to take away your ability to fight back.
Let me point out something. Let me show you something here. Tim Scott wants to create opportunity zones, right?
Yes.
This is exactly what I was talking about when I said we've got to stop basing fixes for perceived problems in this country with emotional arguments. And because just to let me finish. So what happens here is you're pitting one set of Americans against another set of Americans. I know this is an unintended consequence, but this is what happens.
But when nobody's voting, Bob, what are you supposed to do? You can't ignore the problem.
They're voting.
When we keep voting the same people back in, those of us have to work in a way that helps the community the best.
Well, that's true. I mean, we shouldn't reelect nitwits. No question about it. But I mean, I think that people are waking up because look at what's happening today.
Exactly. But my point to that is Yates County is touched by many lakes and a lot of high valued properties. So the state, instead of saying, "Hey, we're gonna put a big wall around these high property," because Yates County is one of the poorest counties in the state, right? They instead of excluding those high property areas, they said, "Oh no, Yates County doesn't qualify for opportunity zones for downtown revitalization or economic growth because of those properties that have nothing to do with the people that live in those kind of counties." How the heck did we go down that road? That wasn't on my notes.
Yeah, short break here. We'll be right back in a couple of minutes here on Next Steps with Peter Vasquez.
God bless America. AM 1040 Avon Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
A meteorologist, Amanda McDonald. As we go into the evening, it'll be very pleasant across the area with just a few passing clouds. Look for increasing clouds overnight as lows only dip down to 60 degrees. Very early tomorrow morning between around 4 and 6 a.m., a cold front will approach, bringing a couple of rain showers and some breezy conditions. As we go through the day, high temperatures top out around 68 degrees, but those temperatures will fall as we see a little bit of sunshine. For WYSL 1040 AM, I'm meteorologist Amanda McDonald.
Bob Savage here for Aaron Moore. As you feel those dropping temps, I invite you to do what we do here at WYSL. Slash your heating costs this season with Aaron Moore infrared zone heaters. They can save you big compared to just using your furnace. It's how we stay comfy here at Radio Ranch. Aaron Moore heats healthier. No burning of oxygen and particulates to dry out your nose and skin. You get even quiet heat that fills rooms with warmth, not dust and blower noise. Aaron Moore heaters are completely safe. No hot surfaces or heating elements to pose shock or fire hazards, plus complete safety for children and pets. For a limited time, save $30 on either size Aaron Moore, and either the Comfort Deluxe size or the Compact Comfort Buddy for smaller areas. Specify discount code WYSL in your shopping cart. Free shipping in the continental U.S., and you'll never have to replace any bulbs because of Aaron Moore Copper PTC technology. Maintenance-free Aaron Moore infrared zone heaters are the way to really save on heating bills. Call 800-707-8725 or visit air.more.com.
Every day can be a holiday in your new ride from Victor Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 6484 Route 96 in Victor, where they're featuring a select inventory of 2024 4XE Grand Cherokees up to 50% off. Choose from 7 units and hail them. And check this. Lease a 2024 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4 SUV at just $249 a month for 42 months. A 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 SUV is only $349 a month for 42 months. A 2024 Jeep Compass SUV is just $249 a month for 42 months. A 2025 Ram 1500 Big Ford Crew Cab 4x4 pickup is $359 a month for 42 months. 1,000 miles per year. All lease deals require lease loyalty. $3,500 down. First payment, DNV taxes and fees to assigning. 7,500 miles per year. Except pickup. Other conditions may apply. See dealer for details. We welcome Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram customers in Victor, Canandaigua, Macedon, Fairport, and Finger Lakes. Visit the most beautiful new vehicle sales and service dealership in the area. Victor Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Now at 6484 Route 96, just east of Victor.
They say Prop 1 is about equal rights, but equal rights are already guaranteed in our state constitution. So why are Albany politicians adding new, confusing language? Who gets to decide on equal treatment? That sneaky language could give biological boys the right to play in girls' sports and children the right to make life-changing decisions without parents' consent. Don't be fooled. Flip the ballot over and vote no on Prop 1.
Paid for by the Coalition to Protect Kids NY.
Genesee Community College Foundation and Tompkins Financial proudly present Encore 2024, the 12 Days of Christmas. Join them on Saturday, December 14th in GCC's Forum for an elegant evening of fine dining and a holiday concert by the Genesee Symphony Orchestra. All proceeds benefit student scholarships. For tickets, contact the GCC Foundation at 345-6809 or visit gccfoundationinc.org/encore.
Crime is everywhere. Stolen cars, retail theft, hate crimes, police officers seriously injured, or worse, innocent people murdered.
It needs to stop. I'm Pam Helming. As your state senator, I'm fighting every day to change laws, to keep criminals off our street and violent felons behind bars. You break the law, you face the consequences. With your vote, I will continue to put people before politics and never stop working to keep you safe. Paid for by Pam Helming for Senate.
FM Talk.
Keep your vehicle in tip-top shape. For quality, affordable vehicle service, rely on Rock Auto Service. 1132 Westridge Road. Rock Auto has what your car, truck, or SUV needs. Oil change, brakes, suspension, alignments, exhaust, air conditioning, and tires. Check their Google reviews as one of Rochester's best for customer satisfaction. Owner and U.S. Army veteran Dave Harris welcomes military service personnel and veterans. Rock Auto Service, 1132 Westridge Road, just east of Mount Reed, 434-5010.
I stand for service, efficiency, and growth. As a proud military veteran, community advocate, and business leader, I stand ready to serve as your next county clerk. My vision is simple: to help the county thrive. I plan to decentralize and innovate, bringing services directly into your communities. On November 5th, I ask for your vote. I am your Monroe County Clerk candidate, Peter Vasquez.
Paid for by committee to elect Peter Vasquez. Peter Vasquez, the Next Step Show on the WYSL stations.
Qué lindo es Nueva York.